Well, hello, and welcome to tonight's show. We're going to be streaming for the next 3 hours. I hope you enjoy the content. As always, feel free to comment, and hopefully one of us will pick up on it and reply. Usually it's Christina. It's generally not me because she pays better attention to those things than I do. I'm hoping tonight we'll be joined by my two compatriots, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to try to flesh out this character so that when they do come in, we should be ready to go. And as always, my name is Paul, and I'll be hosting tonight. All right. Looks like I didn't manage to buy anything. Just too bad. I had sat down a little bit earlier and done some bidding. I need to get one more of these. I think it is. Okay, well, there's that one. What am I missing? I have this, don't I? Accuracy control, damage endurance recharge. I don't need that. Which am I missing then? I have duration recharge. I already have accuracy control. I've got endurance recharge. I've got. Oh, okay. I'm missing the accuracy control, duration, endurance. Well, let's see if we can find that. And that is for Will the Controller. Not that one. I believe it's this one that I'm missing. Looks to be the case, so let's just go ahead and we'll go 10 on it. There we go. There we go. Alright. And we'll see what happens there. Okay. Let's see who might be on for us. See nobody. Okay. Well, maybe I'll run something solo in the meantime. What do I have for contacts? I'm going to abandon that mission. And I've already done this. Let's see what we have for contacts at 37. So we're doing Doc Buzzsaw right now. I suppose we could just finish that whole chain, that whole arc. I don't want to do Night Ward. Bumble kicked on those. I could do Mr. Rodney, I suppose. All right, well, let's do this. Let's go to, I don't think that I've actually run her missions myself. So, don't have anybody else. We'll just run those ourselves. Let's see, we'll go this side. Ooh, racked myself into that cart left there. I miss strong coffee. Well, I hear Christina messaging me, but unfortunately, I can't necessarily get to it right now. Okay. Where am I going? I'm going to Vanguard. Pardon me. All right. Where is Lavandra? I think she is not there. Are you there? There you are. We'll do that. And I'll hover here for a minute and see what Christina was up to. You one moment, guys. Well, I'm glad that I blanked out the screen. We'll be backtracking and looking at what you sent me in a little bit. Sir Cray. You guys are up on the roof, it looks like. We're gonna let John Frost take care of that. More. This looks like 6 years. See you in there, buddy.
Going for the red light special tonight.
Yeah. I'm glad that I did it just right back on the stream before checking out the WhatsApp.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. And everybody watching, joining us is the lovely, talented, delightful Christina.
It's all flattery, but I like that he thinks of me that way.
It's not flattery if it's true. Let's pop her out. There we go. Wasn't sure what was happening, so I went to the Ricky War Zone.
I can find out how to get there. Did you get there through Ouroboros?
I actually got there by going to the blue side, going to Atlas Park, and then hitting the Vanguard building in Atlas Park. I know there's another one in like Charquette or St. Marshall, but I know where the one is in Atlas, so I went there. Oh, I have to beat 6 more Ricky. I was just realizing that we had just done all these missions with Zach. We should have actually nabbed one of the contacts myself, but it's okay. Five more. 4 more. You guys. Those are cray.
So, Vanguard building.
Yeah, so if you go straight from like the city hall to the globe guy, right out in front of that is there's a building just past that. That building is actually a Vanguard building, and you have to go to the side entrance on the right side.
says I cannot enter.
Did you go on the side or on the front?
Yeah. The side.
Did you go on the right side or the left right side?
The right side.
Oh. Hold on, I'll be right there.
Oh, I'm in.
What was the issue?
That I thought the right side was the front. I have two different entrances.
Okay. Once you're in, wait, let me just send you an invite here. Did you want to come and talk to Levantera? So we could done the same mission. She's like right over here next to me. And then she'll have you talk to this person right around the corner. Boria? And then he'll tell you to go kill Tenrikti, which is what I'm in the middle of doing. It looks very, very red indeed, doesn't it? Red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you get the same mission?
Oh,
you have a different one. You got a time point. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 40? When did that happen?
Playing with Zach the other night.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had 40.
Yeah. I've leveled 4 or 5 levels since last weekend.
Oh, did you play? I mean, you leveled to 40 last night?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be darned.
I'm 2 levels and a half in.
Oh. I'm falling behind. I'm just like,
Not really. Remember, I accidentally clicked on the experience bonus, so I had
that,
some of that running.
Then you canceled it, I thought.
Yeah, but it ran for a while before I canceled it. I got I'm like an hour ahead of you.
I think you also had like 4 levels on me too. 4 or 5 levels. A little different. We don't have a tanker. I'd love to have my pet as a tanker.
Does your pet have a taunt?
I don't know. He's no Rocky. He's no cornbread. I don't know where he just went to. He just left.
Mm-hmm.
And he just left again.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, I don't understand what he's doing.
That masterful AI at work.
Yeah, I hate drones. Did you just...
Or a solid hit against a drone? Yes, I did.
stun a drone with a beanbag? Deflected. Every freaking thing is deflected. I'm unhappy about that. Finally hit.
Job.
Oh, wait a minute. Just realized.
Hmm.
I have a new skill I haven't been using.
What skill is that?
Entangling aura.
Sounds sexy. What does it do?
Well, you kind of see it, actually. There's a chance it'll find them up in
Vines.
Rutes. Basically, it's just another way for me to gain some magnitude on them, so that they're easier to get held. Isn't so bad.
Are we done?
Oh, that's it. I didn't hear the ba-da sound, but we popped up the exit button.
Yeah. Did you kill your 3 Ricky?
No. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, I probably should have, right?
Yeah. Now I have
Oh.
killed 10 Ricky.
No, I don't. No, I didn't.
Well, now I need to kill 10, it says.
Okay.
So we'll just go work on it.
Apparently it has to be out in this zone somewhere. That is cray. So cray.
Hmm.
Where are we?
Lots of purples over here.
What's going on here? Oh, we're getting invaded. This should be good.
Hmm.
All right, let's pick your mission. Because if we finish yours, mine will obviously be finished as well.
Yeah, we took a couple out just now, so you're down to just 1 left.
There's a bunch over here too. Another little invasion happening.
And it's nice because as long as you do the kill, they're battling them too, so it's a little less.
Yeah, I just have to basically
Finish them off.
get a hit on him. Jack died.
Quickly.
Oh, I just died too. Goodness. I wonder if it's safe to stand up. I'm gonna try. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm frozen. Stunned.
Oh. Oh. Okay. I got him.
Those 9s are whittling him away.
Those are 9s you're never gonna see again. You got a guy behind you. Mind blasting you. Got him. Alright. Oh, they're bringing out the tanks.
Alright.
Let's see what else is happening. Oh, they're up in the... Are those purples up there? I can't really tell. Oh, those are purples. I don't want to get involved in that. I didn't see anything. How was your day, beautiful?
So, I was laying down on the floor with the dog and was like, oh my god, the rug smells. It smells like dog.
Makes sense.
Which, I mean, yeah. So I bought a rug doctor. Dragged the area rugs in the house outside because it was...
Or did you rent one?
I rented one.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, you know, between all the cleaning supplies and everything, it was like $70. And just dragged all of the area rugs in the house outside because it was 70 today. And just did them all outside. I did the dog rug 4-5 times. It was like, no matter how many times I cleaned it, it was dirty. So I just kept going.
It looks to be all of them. For both
Yay!
of us.
So that was a little tiring. Hauling the rugs back and forth, trying to get the kids to help. You know, there's a generational gap of kids who don't understand what sweeping is. And I remember briefly dealing with this when I worked at the clinic.
Really?
Where we had a young gentleman named Justin, who, when I was 30, was maybe 16, 17, could not sweep. Did not understand how. He's like, why am I sweep? Where's the vacuum? And it would be like during the day, we didn't want to use the vacuum because it would scare the dogs, right? Either, you know, and the last thing you want to do is have a lobby full of dogs trying to like attack a vacuum.
Why would you want to vacuum a floor? That's a hardwood floor. You're going to sweep it. Then you're going to dust mop it.
Right. So
he's over at the armory. We got to show it the serpent drummer. Okay.
What's up, Duder? Yeah. Watching Olivia was dragging the broom. She was holding it like this and then dragging it across the floor. And I was struggling because I'm like, why? What logic gives you that hand position? Right? Like, how do you, like... I never want to see these children with weapons. was like the conclusion I came to. Because I was like, I just don't understand what you're doing.
I was planning on eventually teaching them how to shoot, but it's okay.
Well, we're gonna have to, because they're gonna have to figure something out.
Right. You want to talk to?
But-
I'm sorry. You're one behind in the mission. You want to talk to Serpent Drummer over here,
Sorry.
and then there we go to Gaussian.
So after that, I just wound up just sweeping them all myself. I couldn't
worked.
take it.
It worked then for them.
There was a point where I was like standing behind Olivia trying to put her hands in the right place on the broom. And she's like, what are you doing?
Where am I going?
And I'm like, I'm showing you how to hold a broom. She's like, I am holding a broom.
Guess we're gonna go outside again. We can't get to where it's pointing to, so it must be outside.
Yeah. But oh my goodness, Paul, I grew up, even when we had carpet, my grandma made me sweep the carpet.
Well, you sweep the edges along the carpet with nothing else. So you can vacuum the rest up.
So I don't.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. This is wrong. Back inside. Apparently I just can't find the Dark Watcher inside.
We would have to sweep the whole house sometimes, just because we didn't have a vacuum.
I mean, that's something that happened every week for us.
Yeah.
Everything was swept and then we dust mopped. And we would go out and we would sweep the...
Oh, I found him.
Where is it?
I found somebody.
Where is it?
Okay.
It's like not on the map.
Come up here
Oh, I see it. Okay.
and then come back here.
Yeah, I guess I've been back here before.
And you can see this guy who's like not sitting on a chair, but is in a chair. It's really bizarre. They're like sitting in front of the chairs.
Well, they're doing the like the wall squats.
Is that still a thing?
I don't think so. If sweeping isn't a thing, I'm guessing the wall squats have left a long time ago.
Duder says it's an integral part of the military.
Yeah.
Cleanliness is very, I would say cleanliness is important because if you have poor hygiene, it affects your health so badly in a lot of those different situations and conditions. I also think there's great structure and routine and a sense of pride in having regular cleanliness.
All right. So I don't know where you are in the list of things.
Talk to her.
Yeah.
Fend off Ricky raid.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go fend.
And then... Okay, so Duder.
It's too bad though because it's very satisfying.
Yeah, it is. I love sweeping because like as you do each little area, you can see like the significant progress. So my question to you is, how do you properly fold a fitted sheet so that it lays flat?
Well, my experience as a military doesn't have fitted sheets.
Oh, they just have straight sheets for everything. Oh, that makes more sense, and it's way cheaper. And then you must have to do your tuck corners, where you peek, fold, and then tuck underneath.
Yeah. All right. So here we are.
Stand your
this
ground.
This is the rescue mission. Okay, so we have to find the peeps.
You gotta find Fusionette.
Fusionette, yeah. I found Fusionette.
That was quick. Lady Magnet.
Now, let me get John in here. I thought,
I would think that
I want some of this.
I just, you have to be able to bounce a quarter off of it. I practice with their moms. Oh my god, dude. It's These are the kind of jokes that I sometimes try, like, want to make it work and then realize they'll get me in so much trouble.
Alright, so we've got... Oh, oh, the raid leader's like right here. Let's
Do we
just
want to defeat him first?
Let's just take him out, yeah.
Alright, give me 1 second, because my ice storm is just regenerated.
Oh, that's fine.
Alright, you ready?
I'll mushroom up.
I'm gonna hit him with the slow. And then I'll hit him with a blizzard.
Alright, we just have to find fault line now.
You can't get canceled. Putin is 2 countries over from... You know, cancel culture is a very interesting thing and what it's selective about.
I think we're seeing the beginnings of the end of it, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of that is just because there's people who are getting canceled who are just indifferent to it and do not care. And they're like, what? How dare you not care about defending my feelings?
Yeah, it's interesting to, oh, fault line's like over here, but not changed. You know, when you pretend to have this moral superiority over somebody, and that person doesn't care about what your morals are, what you're trying to propose on them, they're entirely helpless at that point. I think this Elon Musk thing with Twitter has been just hilarious, and he's just been he's been griefing people, just griefing people on it.
Yeah. You know, what's been interesting is, like, you know, he's basically firing half the workforce right now. It's very abrupt, just like people are like waking up and all their access is gone and they have no job.
And they're also given 90 days of pay.
Correct. Yes, they're all given 90 days pay, severance, and...
But what he found was that they were running $4 million in the red every quarter.
Correct.
And, and that most of the workforce there wasn't actually either creating or supporting the product.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, they were marketing and all kinds of... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very top-heavy organization with a lot of people making a lot of money for not doing a lot of stuff.
And what's really interesting was Jack Dorsey. People came after him and saying, "Why are you so silent on all of this?"
It's because
he's been advocating the whole time that he thought Musk would be the savior of Twitter. Yeah. And what he has come out finally and said, you know, in the end, I grew this company too fast in the wrong way, and this is just. He's just kind of letting it be that this is what needs to be done.
I find it to be hilarious that people are so outraged about the fact that he tossed out this whole $8 per month per checkmark thing.
Yeah.
And people are just outraged by this. I'm leaving this. It's the whole I'm moving to Canada if somebody gets elected thing.
Mm.
But they're just, you know, they want to make sure that they go on to Twitter and announce that they're leaving Twitter. Like it's an airport. We're going to make this go broke. Wait a minute. This wasn't the contact, was it?
It wasn't?
No, it was Lavantera, but she's also got a phone for me now. Rescue captured longbow soldiers. But yeah, the indications were now that because Musk is so he doesn't understand how to deal with technical people that are in high demand. I'm like, the dude has the world's largest company for electric vehicles. He's got the world's largest company for private space launches. He owns the whole whatever tube technology company. I'm guessing he's probably used to dealing with people who are, into technology. Like somehow Twitter is just entirely beyond his ability to grasp how to run. It's probably not. I think he's going to do okay. There is also the possibility that I just floated above, a little while ago, thinking, you know what? Maybe he bought it to trash it. If you were the world's richest man and you hated something, $44 billion to destroy a company, maybe
And and honestly, he could still make money off of it.
he'd write it off. All right, let me buff up here. All right. Oh, why did it have to be drones? Killing firing squad. Anyhow, that just it brought to mind the whole cancel culture thing. He is cancel proof. And I think that that's going to be one of those things that might end up breaking this whole idea that if somebody doesn't have an idea that you like, they're entitled to have that idea.
Yeah.
The hate speech isn't free speech thing. Since when? It absolutely is free speech.
I will say,
Totally
conversely,
free speech.
though, if we want to look at that in the inverse, look at what happened to Kanye when he started making anti-Semitic remarks.
He is absolutely fine to do that. And Kanye is, again...
He is fine to do that.
He is going to be above canceling. It's just... He just is. And it's happening to Kyrie right now, too. Kyrie Irving.
What did he take a stand on?
Black Jews being the real Jews.
Like, historically, because that's...
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense.
It kind of takes away from the fact that, that there was a Holocaust and there... The Jewish people didn't find that amusing.
I don't think that takes away from anything, though, because really he's just discussing an alternate pattern of descent. He's not taking anything away from the previous experiences.
If you read the comment, it kind of does.
Oh, was it like kind of... Oh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is, and he's entitled to say it.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, everybody's going to be outraged by it. But we have just a super short attention span. Oh, I think they spawned. Oh, there's it spawned in behind it there. The reality of it is that people will be angry, and he's losing sponsorships. But the way the sponsorships go is the sponsors will drop them for a month, very, very publicly, and then they'll go back to them very, very privately. Because everybody knows you have to act this way. You need to act outraged when somebody does that, but you don't want to lose that cash cow.
Yeah, I think they said, how much was it that Adidas was going to lose by dropping their partnership with it's like $250 million a quarter or something like that.
Yeah, it's the thing is they can make their stand, but it's going to cost them. And when it comes down to the fact that it's going to be money versus cancel, corporations are going to go with the money. Oh, you got hit big time there. You got hit bigly.
Bigly.
Christina, there's somebody running up behind you. I think we have an ambush coming. Oh, it stopped in the middle of that bridge. Oh, they're after Jack. John.
You got to think of it as like John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's what I do.
Oh, we have another ambush here. Got like multiple ambushes going on.
I took down that chief mentalist. The final shot was with the beanbag gun.
The beanbag gun doesn't do damage.
It took him out. He only had like a tiny sliver left. And he had the shrooms going.
Doesn't do damage. So he got hit by something else. That's why I'm always curious about the whole beanbag thing. I'm like, you have the option to do damage or potentially, possibly
It says
stun them.
damage. Look.
Yeah, I watched. Nothing happened.
No, I didn't shoot anything.
Then why would you tell me to look?
Because I was going to shoot something and then you shot for me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to take out a monkey.
Go ahead. 18, I guess. All right, you're right. It does do damage. 18 in a single shot. I don't know what. Are you still doing it?
Oh, that was Arcane Bolt.
Oh, okay. I think somebody's behind me, invisible. Do you see anybody back here? It's like somebody lobbed a grenade over my shoulder. Oh, there's an invisible person like right next to us.
Captain Dietrich. That's the lady we rescued earlier.
Freaking me out because I kept on seeing grenades flying over my shoulder. I'm like, who's doing that? How many beanbags do you have? Where'd that guy come from? All right. Oh, this is a really freaking crappy mission. You remember this one? We had to find,
Yes.
yeah. I'm agreeing. Let's just turn right.
I'm going towards the voices, which happen to be turning right.
I see one down there.
But dude, or even like, even in other the way people have a very public relationship, to me is very interesting, because, like, actually, I don't think any of our social media shows that we're even together.
I don't really have social media.
Yeah. But the idea that you have to publicly share everything and then publicly break up with people and then publicly air your grievances whenever you have something that you're upset about, it ruins an aspect of intimacy in the relationship, because there's never anything that the two of you resolve together personally. It's always a public thing where you allow for everyone else's commentary. And I find that slightly disturbing. One, that people don't have enough confidence in their own beliefs and opinions. And two, that you're willing to take something or a situation with someone you care about and allow it to be unduly influenced by societal conventions or other people's beliefs or opinions. But what do I know?
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have social media. I'm done with it. I made my peace with it.
You got rid of your Twitter? Because you did have Twitter for
I have it, but I haven't posted to it in forever.
Yeah.
I have a Twitter account for this channel. It just says I'm going online. That's about it. I don't think I have anybody that I'm following. Alright, so we have 2 of them now. I'm guessing there's nothing else in this room. I don't see any more voices. One dead end here.
Yeah, dude, aren't you not allowed to, like, technically, like, report any sort of information that's personal or, like, about your location or anything you have going on social media? Isn't that, like...
That's if he's being deployed for combat. if he's working at a camp.
Base or something. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think it would be unusual for anybody that's working in the medical portion of it to have that issue unless they're directly doing triage at the front line. Oh, you little fucking get. Got it. There you go. That scourge is pretty big when it's held. Oh, that's right. Or I'm sorry, the that arcane bolt, if it hits, if I have them iced up, probably hits for a ton. Oh shoot. There you go. I think we may have lost one of them. I don't know what happens where the pets run
Through
out.
AI or through death? Because it could kind of go either way in this game.
I think that she was
point.
like running ahead. Oh no, she's right there. Never mind.
Is it the one that just keeps disappearing?
Yeah. She was really close to being dead a couple times because she runs forward. I think the pets are running away from the Richter gas.
You know, yeah, the whole TikTok thing. I don't have TikTok, and my friends all have TikTok, and Liv has a TikTok, and I see it as a what could you do that would be worse as a time suck and for attention span than to just like nonstop siphon 30-second to 2-minute videos.
That's fine. That's all it is. Just fine. The most interesting thing to me is the Sydney Watson video on how TikTok is actually adjusting people's mental health, where they're being directed to these locations where people who are mentally ill and they're getting attention for it, and so they become more and more mentally ill because they want to get this attention. So he ends up reinforcing this behavior, and people who are watching this end up becoming more likely to have these same mental disorders. It's fascinating. I didn't hear any voices or see any voices over here.
I don't know how to.
I think maybe we lost the guy. Oh no, he's back in another room still. I see the arrow on the map. It's fine, I don't care.
I'll do a quick run through over here. You see Rickety guards, but I don't see them guarding anyone.
Yeah, I guess it's somewhere back further.
Oops. Shit.
What? Oh, something.
Something zapped me. It's okay. Alright, you're on the other side over there, right?
I'm in a little bit of a fight here, yeah. We're fine now. We start deflecting stuff. Come on, there we go. Oh my god, with the deflections.
Oh,
what are they
Duder,
running?
that's... I don't know. That's horrible, Duder. But yeah, I can see that.
I'll just bring the pet over because apparently I can't hit this guy. Alright, I'm gonna head out of this area.
Yeah. There's definitely a lack of self-awareness right now about what you put out, and which I find interesting because there's this whole thing about branding. Everybody has to have their personal brand.
Well, there's the flip side of this, and that is kids are growing up with virtually no privacy
Oh gosh, yeah.
from the second that they're born. No privacy.
All these YouTube families. Even like reality TV families. I just can't imagine wanting it to be like your personal life is a spectacle all day, every day.
Sonic 8 plus 8. Those kids are definitely not going to be messed up for the rest of their lives.
PLC's got a habit of all kinds of dysfunction.
It's just like the, all child stars tend to crash and burn, but you're multiplying that by many, many degrees because at least they're playing a part.
Yeah.
I came in the middle of a conversation, evidently.
Hey, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about personal privacy and social media, especially for kids.
Ah, yes, that's that topic gets brought up a lot at work.
Oh, I bet it does.
Yeah, there's so many times, Tutor, where like someone's like, "Oh, this celebrity, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Who is that?" I don't know who most people are generally. I mean, as you guys have probably heard, I don't watch a ton of TV or movies, and I don't have TikTok. I'm not going out there. I have like maybe 2 people I watch consistently on YouTube.
I don't have InstaFace. I don't have any of that.
I've never had it. And I'm not interested in it because I have Facebook because I have work nonprofit stuff that I do on Facebook, and I have friends on Facebook, and like even Scouts, the frickin' Scouts communicate only through Facebook. Drives me crazy. So the other day I logged out of Facebook for 2 days, and they were like, "Hey, are we all meeting tonight?" And William told me there was no meeting, and we missed a Scout meeting because they did it all through Facebook. Not through Scout Book, which is what they're supposed to use, which is the Boy Scout app, but they did it through Facebook, on Facebook Messenger.
Facebook's a dying platform anyway.
Yeah, do you see how much money they lost due to Meta?
Yeah. Crazy. Isn't it like 20%? 20% value of their stock disappeared in 1 quarter. It's insane.
Who's holding the conch?
I am. Are you in?
Yeah, I sent you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my microphone blocks it. Here we go.
Good.
Oh, and you got there just in time for us to finish the mission. Sorry. Kick out. We were actually kind of repeating the missions we just did last night with you.
Okay, well, I can tag along and help you guys with them.
Sure.
Yeah, Tutor, I have the problem where my mom still doesn't quite understand it, but uses it because we don't really talk that much to stalk me and figure out what if there's something that I'm up to, which was a huge reason I just stopped posting.
All right.
That makes sense. I try to actively avoid using it, but there are some people who refuse to be communicated with any other way, so it's... Oh, you guys are red side, aren't you?
Or are you still blue? Or did you change the blue, I should say?
I'm in Atlas Park. Let me flip over to...
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Richter missions are neutral.
But we're not.
They are, but if I'm on the opposite side and you try to send me an invite, it won't get through.
Oh.
If I'm in a neutral area, I can.
Okay.
Wait, where are you guys then?
We're in the Richter
War Zone.
Gotcha.
Right. I'm gonna get some water while you guys sort this out.
Okay. Let me know when I can ping you again.
Yep. I literally I popped over in...
Oh, if you're in Atlas, just pop into the Vanguard building.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I thought you, for some reason, I just instinctively thought you were on the red side, so I went into
Oh yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Ouroboros, and then yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ouroboros works. Let me. I can hit you from there.
Oh, I'm back in Atlas now
Oh, okay.
because I was just gonna go in the Vanguard building.
Sure, sure.
But where is it?
It's straight ahead from the
Oh yeah, I see it.
globe guy, but it's the door on the right, not the door to the front.
Oh wait, don't you get? I thought you get a teleport power
Maybe you do.
for getting that badge, but I don't see it. Whatever.
It's possibly might get one. I know that you get one for. You get a patrol teleporter, which is one for your super base.
Well, I have the mission teleporter and the long distance teleporter.
Oh, okay.
But
hold on a second, then let me.
But I'm coming into the Ricky War Zone. I could have swore though, as part of getting one of the badges here, you get a teleporter, but I could be wrong.
Could be.
Okay, I'm in. If you want to try inviting me again.
Christina, are we on the same mission?
Rescue Longbow Squad?
The next
Oh, no,
one
I
is-
haven't been back to the contact. Let me call her.
Okay. I'm glad you made it, Zach. We were capable of doing these things, but not very quickly.
Well, I will take the hits for you. That's what I do.
Are we on the same one now, Christina? Let me take a look. Oh yeah. Okay, you guys have got. What's oh, that's on the white side, or the blue side. I'm sorry. Oh, this is the one that's up top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the door. The helicopter timer thingy freaks me out. All right, while you guys are assembling, I'm gonna grab a refresh of my coffee. I'll be right back.
Christina, I made cornbread and I tried something different because I was curious if it would work. But I added sour cream because I was curious to see if it would make it more moist, and I'm glad to say that it actually worked.
Nice. Do you know what I've added? Creamed corn.
Yes, I do that a lot too. I've also done it with hot sauce and pickled jalapenos, and it's also good with that.
Yep. I've done sour cream does make it a little bit richer. Sometimes I've gone instead of sour cream, I've done Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's just it gives you a lot of the same flavor without the same fat content. But because if you're using oil in your cornbread, you don't want to make it too fatty. Yeah, and I've done buttermilk. Buttermilk works wonderfully.
I bet it does, yeah.
I like cornbread. I've made Paul's just like, why? And I'm just there's so many things I love in combination together that he just doesn't quite understand.
I have a recipe for a buffalo chicken cornbread casserole I'll have to give to you.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Essentially what you do is you make you make like a buffalo chicken base with like boneless chicken, celery, carrots, and onions, and then you make you essentially take cornbread mix, but you mix in blue cheese, and then you put the mixture of that on top of it, and then you put it in the oven, and it's great. It's one of my favorite things to make.
Yeah. So it's kind of like when you do the one where you do like gravy and veggies and chicken, and then you put biscuits on top.
Yeah.
But with cornbread and making it buffalo, so it's got the hit of spice. I'm intrigued. I want to try making my own like cordon bleu type roll-ups, but adding mushrooms.
Ooh, a lot of work. I've made them from scratch before.
Cordon bleu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be as much work as that time I made Isabel's grandmother's pasty recipe from scratch? And I had to get all the shortening and all the other stuff, and like,
Gotta say, they were delicious.
yeah. I remember you looking at me, and I think I'd been working on it for like 45 minutes, and you were just like, I don't know if I can justify. Like, I felt like you felt bad that I made you food.
Yeah, I did feel bad about that, actually.
Oh, it was fun though. I love trying new recipes out, and that one was like translated from the original Norwegian. So it was truly authentic.
Wait, Norwegian or Danish?
Danish? Is that the yeah?
Because it's S-E-N, so that's implying Danish, because Norwegian is S-O-N.
Hmm.
But I think her mom's name is Gustavusson,
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
which is, I think that's Norwegian or Danish, or not Danish, Norwegian or Swedish.
I mean, Gustav is a common name there. It couldn't really be any of them.
Yeah. I guess S-O-N still does imply it's Norwegian.
It has the O's with the line though.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what are you doing here? Oh, like the Riti leader. Like
I don't know. I'm just insulting their moms and having them play.
It's your mama. About time. Zach, what level did you end up making last night?
37.
Okay, all right. So we're the same level then. I just got 37 a little bit ago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think Christina hit 40 last night. She's just a little bit ahead of us. I got that guy that was zapping you. I'm going through so much coffee because I'm trying to make it extra strong so I can taste it. It's not working. It's really unfortunate. That's like the one thing I really can't taste all that well. Of course, I'm not really eating a lot of different varieties of stuff.
I'd be curious to see. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but there's a chicory, I think it's called. You can add it to coffee, or some people just use it as a straight up coffee substitute. But I wonder if you were to add some of that when you make coffee, if it would add flavor to it.
Yeah, speaking of Isabel, didn't she recommend that?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to recommend pumpkin spice, but
Chicory.
Chicory, cinnamon, cardamom,
Okay.
and nutmeg were the round robin of recommendations, or vanilla extract.
Yeah, and I've actually used part of that. I've started putting cinnamon sticks in the coffee grounds. I get a hint of it. But,
you can just do what they do down south and put butter in your coffee.
well, actually,
Keto coffee.
There's that, and there's also the Lutheran school or Lutheran church coffee, which has eggshells in it.
Why?
The eggshells actually remove a lot of the acidity from the coffee, so you can have strong coffee that it's not bitter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have never really thought of that, huh?
Yeah, it leaches out the acidity from the coffee. It's actually really smooth, strong coffee. It's surprising how well it works. If you're really hardcore, you could put a whole egg in there. You just crack an egg into it.
Yeah, I know people do. I know people have, or I know some people who put like the egg in. I don't know if they include the shell.
Yeah,
but
the shell's actually
now
the
if they
important
were,
part of it.
yeah. I think it's called Vietnamese coffee, where they do it with condensed milk. So that's a little. That's entering like sweet territory right there.
Fake Cubano is similar.
Yeah,
It's like sugar syrup and coffee. Rocket fuel.
I tend to like the bitterness in coffee, but a lot of people don't like it because it ends up causing digestive issues, acidity. A lot of people don't like straight black coffee.
I like good straight black coffee.
That is actually, yeah, it's actually the key. If it isn't good coffee, then you pretty much have to put something in it. Hanoi. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. So the Germans and the Vietnamese end up doing the same thing. It's like the story of Noah all over again.
Convergent evolution,
Correct.
just in food. Or how one day everything's going to be a crab.
It's the crab people.
Aren't crabs going extinct?
Some of them over in Alaska have definitely dropped considerably in number, yes.
See, there's an issue, right? So I've been reading about Chesapeake Bay and how they're down to like 1/3 of the yields they used to have 20 years ago. But then they say, granted, part of this is caused by blatant overfishing. Okay. So then they're saying, but the real problem ends up with being agricultural runoff. How do you know if you've been blatantly overfishing them for decades?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a combination of things. They just don't, they want to point the finger somewhere else.
It's like the Spider-Man meme with everyone pointing at each other.
Yeah. Granted, we've been over harvesting for since the 1950s. Maybe that's the problem then. Maybe don't do that.
But no, there's a scientific term. I think it's carcinization, and it's this whole idea about how
Nice. Let's get out of here.
a lot of animals take. It's essentially any animal that takes on a crab-like shape. Like there's a number of actual lobster species that have taken on crab-like shapes. They're called like porcelain crabs, and it's like something that they've noticed in nature. That's why everything's going to be a crab, and everything is a nemesis plot.
The next mission, Christina, if you grab it, is stop the Rick-T bombing. Yep, you got it. All right. Do we do years? Let's just do years. Yours is 40. Not that it really matters, I guess.
I was gonna say, isn't it toned down because I'm sidekicked?
No, if I pick your mission and you're 40, and your mission is 40, we're doing the 40 version of the mission.
Oh.
Yeah. And you should notice your level kick up. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Is that a bad idea?
No. Well, you'll see. Look where we are.
This mission.
Oh, we just did this.
Just last night. We're going to catch up to Zach and their missions at least.
There's a bomb over there.
Yeah, I see that. That's quite tough. No. Run over and pop a heal down there, Zach. There you go. I do like that I can actually put a heal somewhere. Oh, behind you. Boom. All right. Well, I know that
The
nothing
secret is to
blows up.
blow up this bomb with your back directly against the fence.
I'm not getting anywhere near this. This is one that launched me all the way across the map last night.
Right, that's why you want to have your back to the fence.
Yeah. And the thing was, I was coming in to actually drop down a heal. And I turned just in time to see it blow up. That blew me across the entire...
Nope, it just sent me upward.
I was gonna say,
Oh my
Zach,
God.
you flew like popcorn. Where did you go?
That was amazing.
Alright, well...
Now we gotta run around and find the other stuff.
That was hilarious. Hey, it didn't damage you, though.
Worked. No, it didn't.
Alright. I'm gonna go take to the air here.
I'm gonna just see.
I feel like that was a Mythbusters episode.
was very disappointed. I hear that Adam Savage is actually kind of an asshole.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Adam Savage?
Mhm.
What about him?
I understand he is actually not that pleasant of a person.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I've heard that as well.
Which is
I got a
weird because
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I've heard that Jamie is that way.
Jamie doesn't
Adam-
like people, but he'll
Right.
tell you he doesn't like people. Oh, you found one, Christina?
That's true. Maybe that's what it was.
And apparently Adam is the one that will, be nice to your face. And be an asshole. Alright.
You guys find someone?
Yeah, there's a bomb right beneath us.
All right, I'm coming.
It's actually just a bomb, so it's up to you.
But I like flying.
Oh god, can I do this? Hold on, I'm gonna try to not die here. Can give myself a little bit of a. There we go, got that going.
I'll give you a buff. Fly.
Oh, it still
How did that throw you back into the wall?
It still hurt me a lot. Oh, I got thrown into Ricky Monkeys.
I'm coming.
Oh gosh.
It's funny because I take no damage, so it literally just launches me.
Where did you go?
I'm right next to Zach.
Albuquerque.
I took a left turn there. Oh, I do not like the fact that Rick D gas apparently scares away every pet.
Hmm.
All right. So we have 2 bombs and 3 civilians.
Oh, was The Good Place the first actual series we sat and watched all the way through together?
I don't think we watched it all the way through. We watched what there was.
No, we watched all of it. And then when the finale came out, you sat on the finale and waited until I flew back out. You waited 2 months to see the
really?
rest of it. Yeah.
That was pretty sweet of me.
Not that you remember. But yes, that's what you did.
Gosh. Wait a minute. Why is it pointing? There's a yellow arrow here. Oh, I have. Wait, what? Why is my yellow arrow on Christina?
There's a bomb right here.
Oh, because I clicked on you before. Never mind. But why is it? I don't understand. Oh my god, there's a freaking firing squad of drones over there. I'm not going to go anywhere near that place. So, Christina, behind you and to your left is a whole lot of drones.
You're saying don't go behind me to my left.
I'm saying just, if you take a
You
step
probably
in that
would have been
direction-
better off not telling her.
No. I think that if she's conscious of it, she'll avoid it. Smell it. Gosh darn it. You know what's happening? The Richter gas happens, and it blows my font away, and the font runs off in the direction of aggro stuff. It's shocking. Wait, what? Who's? We're getting rained on from here, from above here.
Oh yeah, I see the communications officer.
Communications officer calls in reinforcements.
Yeah, I think they'll put down portals.
I'm whapping them.
All right.
All right, he's down.
Next one.
Okay, so we're done. Oh, we have 1 bomb left, it looks like.
We still haven't gotten any
I
civilians.
haven't seen a single civilian. I haven't really seen a bomb
But
yet.
the bomb's right
I
here.
found another bomb. Yeah.
Oh my good lord. All right.
priority.
Mushroom the bomb.
That's okay. I taunted it. I don't know how that works, but
Well, you AoE taunts, so I guess everything around it too.
you're a Foxconn product.
Oh, see, no, you said that and I got stunned.
It's okay. I have my suicide net passive buff.
He's- I just retroactively saw you get shot across the courtyard.
I know, it's hilarious.
It is. Where the hell did that freaking
People.
drone come from? Frickin' Kalia drone mixer.
Alright, now where are the people? I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody on a roof.
I'm really kind of bummed that I have Christina somehow tagged. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I get it.
Hijo de puta.
I didn't realize you could actually click on somebody in the map and it stays highlighted on them the entire time, even if they're not targeted.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually could happen. I'm like, why is it following her all over the place? Even having the yellow arrow. Alright. I see nothing. It's not great missions for me.
Oh, I found one.
I'm guessing that's you up there. Yep.
This guy looks like Guy Fieri.
Except he's wearing his glasses the wrong way.
He doesn't have the Hawaiian shirt, but
Yeah. It doesn't look like they're just frosted tips.
Zach, I've started occasionally watching this guy called Guga Foods.
I am intimately familiar with Guga Foods.
Yes, where he dry ages things in like all sorts of different interesting combinations for steaks. So my question was, where is he getting all these great steaks from?
He has
Because
a
every steak is beautiful.
yeah, he has a guy that he gets it from, and I've looked it up, and the prices aren't horrible, but it's definitely
Really?
not the type of thing where I would be able to. Most mortal men, would not be able to get anywhere near the amount of steak that he evidently goes through. But you know,
Well, yeah. But I mean, he's getting like a good 4 or 5 pound slab,
yeah,
dry aging it in a something for between 30 and 45 days.
It sounds more like a roast than a steak.
No. Because what happens is he cuts
Found
it
one.
down because of the dry aging.
yeah. The what is it, Pelicos? I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So he has to cut so much of it off that it winds up being the size of a regular steak at the end. But I mean, Zach, I don't know. Maybe you can explain it better than I can. But it's like
I don't know. I
like
the
30% of it's lost
Yeah,
in the
'cause
dry aging
essentially-
process.
Right, because you're in a lot of ways. It's sort of like how you like with hard sausages like salami and stuff like that. You're essentially
Getting the moisture out.
removing moisture from it,
Mhm.
and it condenses the flavor. But because of that, the outer part of it ends up hardening and forming a material that
Unusable. Yeah.
well, it is. I wouldn't say it's unusable, but you're just better off getting rid of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the part that you end up left with can be anywhere from like 20 to 40. You end up losing 20 to 40% depending on how long you go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It enhances the flavor. I originally found the channel because this is gonna sound super nerdy, but I've always been interested in sous vide, and
Yes.
one day I found out that Gabe Newell, the guy, the like president of Valve and one of the designers for the Half-Life series, he
Mhm.
was actually backing
Found him.
oh, you did?
Yep. Actually, you did too.
Oh, okay. He had a thing where he was backing a sous vide machine that you could get called the Jewel.
Sous vide. Oh, not the sous vide. Okay.
And
I've looked at the sous vide.
And I was like, oh, that's sweet. I really want to get into that because one of my I'm really into food in general and cooking. One of my uncles had his own restaurant for a while and was a head chef and everything. But yeah, no, I got really into it, and then I started doing research on different things you could do sous vide, and then earlier on in his channel, he was doing a lot more sous vide stuff. He still does it once in a while, but it's more of like an accessory to something else.
Yeah, it's like these are how I prepare my sides versus my steak.
Right. Whereas before it was like, I'm going to sous vide this in apple cider, and we're going to see what happens, or something like that.
I found it really interesting when I looked into sous vide options as well, and they had one called the sous vide, where you can like schedule. So basically, it keeps everything chilled. It basically refrigerates the water in the sous vide cooker, and then at the time it's scheduled, it heats everything to boiling and cooks it for you. And I remember thinking like, God, this would be amazing if it actually worked. But it was like $8.99.
Oh, you can get something a lot. If you're really interested, I could link you to the one I have. I think it was like $2.99 or something like that, and it works really well.
Yeah.
I think this one was more than feature.
Well, that's just it. I think that was more like what it was. What it was looking at. Zach, which one are you on? I'm just trying to see if we're lined up yet.
I think Zach finished his contact.
I did finish the contact.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way I treat sous vide is like just with like a slow cooker. You set it up in the morning, and because it can generally take a couple of hours, so by the time you end up being ready for dinner, it's all set. You'll definitely want to invest in a something that you would be able to, like if you have a cast iron or something, so you can do, because anytime you do sous vide, you're gonna end up doing a reverse sear on the meat.
Right.
Well, found fusionette. Or yeah.
Oh, you got people coming.
But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. A lot of stuff you can do that's not even meat. Like one of my favorite things to do with it is you just you get carrots and like slice them long ways, throw them in there with like some butter, like you just put in like cold butter, brown sugar, and like a little bit of cinnamon, and they come out perfect.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking like broccoli, carrots, things like that. You can cook them really nicely that way. Sorry, Paul. I know food is not your jam.
Plus, it's the type of thing where, like, if you're going that route with, you're gonna want, you might as well invest in freeze lock bags or like a vacuum sealer, so you can actually end up preserving a lot of food as well as doing that. So, if they do it right, it's a little bit costly up front, but I do think it's definitely the type of thing that you would end up saving money on in the long run.
A lot of it too, like, and I think one of the nicest ways to use sous vide is if you buy a quarter or a half a cow.
Yeah, we did that a lot with Deanna's parents and just all the farm stuff.
Because then you've got like really nicely preserved, ready to eat cuts of meat that are all like portioned out, which is really nice.
Yeah, we didn't really do a lot of eating animals on our. For us, it was mostly squab. Because there's not a lot of people who do that in the area.
What's squab?
Eating pigeon.
Oh, game bird. Like, just like a little...
Yeah. Stop shooting my friend!
Got something in here.
Oh, found the raid leader. Or rather, he found me.
You know what? Guys, screw you guys. Have some John Frost.
You going home?
They're gonna eat them. Oh, freaking! I'm just drone meat apparently.
I'll try to taunt him off you.
It's okay. I'll put John on him. It'll be fine.
I'm trying to keep the raid leader on.
I got it. I got this.
Sorry, Fusionet's over there fighting one guy. Thanks, Fusionet. Real helpful.
I was there. I was also present. My recharge should be better tonight. Actually, made a point of, you know, putting something into Hazen.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Alright, where's Fall One?
It's always him.
I think we found him first last time. Oh, he's right here.
Well, Fusionet's dead.
Yeah, I saw her going red.
Yeah, that one guy really took a lot.
Oh no, she wound up all of a sudden going into a whole crowd of Rikti, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I tried to save her, but like I was like, I can throw a shield on you, and
You can only
then-
help those who help themselves, Christina.
Oh,
Yeah.
John's getting just mauled by monkeys.
Oh, I see him.
Where the hell are these monkeys all coming from? And why are they jumping on the bed?
I think I got him on me.
There's like
Oh,
40 billion of them. I'm not
so
even
in
exaggerating.
today's, I will tell you, in today's episode of young children listening to directions, when we went to clean the rugs, right? Because I think I told you I pulled the rugs out to clean them today. You know, of course, there's stuff, you know, that has fallen behind the couch, right? So I tell William, listen, pick up all the stuff that fell behind the couch, like that, or under the couch. Just pick that up and then run the vacuum over, you know, so that it's clean, so I can run the rug cleaner. William's like, yeah. And I'm like, you got this. And he's like, yeah. So he doesn't pick anything up and just starts vacuuming. Which is how they broke the other vacuum, by the way. So I was down. Normally I have a vacuum on each floor, and I was down to one. So as he's doing this, he runs over an ink pen, which explodes inside the vacuum. And then he proceeds to push it back and forth 2 or 3 times before he realizes what has happened.
Unsubscribe.
Did you guys see the video of the Roomba that ran over the dog turd?
Yeah. So, yeah.
You have an ink blot on your rug now?
Yeah, well, I used a quart of rubbing alcohol to try to get out as much as possible. The vacuum is ruined. because all the bristles are coated in ink and it sprayed the inside chamber with it. So I just can't.
We're getting ambushed. We can leave at any point we want. But
I know.
I'm okay with this.
What was that sound?
Did you just say Merp?
No.
That I think you caught the rear end of Yushi whining in the background.
Oh.
Oh. See, I didn't associate with the rear end, but oh yeah, there it is. There's the frickin' Portel.
Portel, California.
Check on any time you want, or check on any time you want. Oh, I'm having some
Yeah,
issues
I
with
guess I'll just hit
stamina
this
now.
exit button.
Oh, yeah, and I think we're done. Oh.
My shoulders still hurt so bad from her adhesions removal or loosening or whatever. It's painful for days. Days.
Oh, there's a level.
Normally I love fascia stripping, and like the torture of it appeals to me. But this was
Zach, did we run through the strange case of Benjamin A. Decker with you as well?
I think so. The name sounds familiar, but
Christina, that's the end of the arc, but if you go on and ask for additional missions, it starts a new one.
mm-hmm.
Do you want to grab that one?
At it.
I'm going to go inside. Go train. That's the go train.
So
Zach,
yeah,
the, the arc is Levantera, if you
Yeah.
still have her as a contact, Zach.
yep. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I finished her stuff. I have Borea.
I think Borea is the next contact you can get from Levantera. Wait, no, yeah,
Mhm.
Borea we've actually done as well.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here? Not that. Just gotta bring up my powers.
Make sure you have that ghost slaying axe slotted up in there.
Well, you know, I
Definitely help.
yeah, definitely.
So Zach, needless to say, it took me 20 minutes, an entire roll of paper towels, and a quart of alcohol to blot 80% of it out of the rug.
But 20% of it's still there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
How grounded is your son?
well, it gets better. So then, of course, you know, he comes out when I'm like, you need to help me bring this outside because it's kind of over my weight limit for me to like manage a 9 by 12 rug and carry it out by myself downstairs. So I was just like, all right, just help me bring it out. He helps me bring it out, and I had just done the other rug. So I'm like, can you empty the tank? So, of course, in doing what boys do, he didn't just like go to the drain and pour it out. He like made a little river through the dirt and poured it into a little channel and like watched it. So it took him like 10 minutes to come back. And then he came back, and I had already done like a pass on the rug with what had been left in it before I sent him out to do this. And he takes his muddy shoes and walks across the rug I just cleaned and hands me the tank, Zach. Leaves 2 mud footprints on the rug. Looks good, Mom. He almost died. Several times today. So, of course, I'm unimpressed. And I start cleaning it, and he's standing there. And as I'm cleaning it, he says, well, you know, that cleaner just does a real great job. You can barely tell it's there. Mind you can very still clearly see the footprint, but he was just trying to attempt to make it better. So he's just trying to convince me. Oh, no, no, don't worry, Mom. It's fine. This looks great. It's awesome. And I was like, please go inside and don't turn on the TV.
It's also good for getting rid of blood.
Rubbing alcohol? I usually use
No,
peroxide.
I would have. That's what I would have said to him at that point. I would have just been like,
Oh. Yeah, if for when you die. Yeah. It's worse that Olivia comes out and it's just like, what the heck? It has to be the peanut gallery.
yeah, I can imagine.
What am I doing here? Ice Blast is Winter's Bite. Do I have Winter's Bite?
Oh, my brain.
Don't have Winter's Bite.
Listen up, you moo.
Okay, next mission.
Make me take my beanbag gun out.
You don't want to kill it. You just want to stop it from attacking. I think I get them all. I think I got them all. That's unusual. That an area effect hold actually got everything.
Dun,
That's
dun,
up top.
dun.
It's a circle. There's a door here. You cannot enter. Okay.
Oh, don't let it say something like that to Paul. He doesn't like to be told what to do. He'll take that door right off.
You know, I was just quietly playing, and you gotta poke the bear. You just gotta poke the bear.
See, she'd be a great tanker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then Paul could play damage, I could play support.
I have so many blasters. So
Hey, I'm down to play whatever. You guys know I don't really care. My level of skill is probably equal across all different classes.
I do think it would help you get a new perspective on some of the game. But I am also afraid of what a undying Christina, what kind of chaos could be wrought.
that in itself could be fun though.
But why would it be chaos?
Because
It doesn't. Chaos isn't necessarily bad. So you
it's
know,
creation. It is.
it's the creation of content.
Correct. I can't see shit. I had to pick myself up a positron. No, wait, a Winter's Bite? Yeah, Winter's Bite.
Hey, wait, you're the Guy Fieri guy that we found at the factory.
He keeps getting freaking captured all the time. We need to leave him here. Just leave
Oh
him
my
here.
god, he's just like, what's his face? For the Midnighters? Peter?
Do we have him?
I think I have him because Christina has stealth on.
Oh yeah, Christine, I want to toggle your stealth off temporarily. Otherwise he won't follow Zach. This one we can't go through. Guess not.
Is he coming, Zach?
Yeah.
Slow.
Da. Oh.
Low enough for an ambush to probably come.
Yeah, the ambush is here.
Yep, that's what I figured.
They're just standing there, though.
Let me take him. I can take him.
Well, hold on, let me debuff first. Okay, go ahead and take them now.
I'm a nickel and dime you to death. With all of my AoEs for 2s, 3s, and 4s, and 9s.
You enough twos, though. And, they will not die. Hold on, let me turn my stealth off. I lost John somewhere. I'm guessing he's trapped upstairs. Because that... Oh, wait, yeah, he's definitely upstairs. These stairs tend to catch pets. I really want to know what's in here, though. Oh, it's nothing. It just goes to that other passageway. Oh, wait, I think we lost him. I'll grab him. Here he comes. I'm backtracking here, but yeah, the French. The French is why we were in Vietnam. Because the French got their butts kicked in Vietnam. It's like, oh, we gotta go help with the French. First mistake. Here we go.
To make sure we support other imperialist cultures.
And we are out of here. I need to pick up a Winter's Bite, which is gonna be like 20 million bucks. Mission. Oh, we had to return to contact. Wait a minute. No, we don't. I got a phone for her. Strange case of Benjamin A. Decker, Part 2. Oh, we're just going to keep on rescuing this dude? Basically? Alright, I gotta pop to the auction house here real quick. Really? Okay. I got a $20 million bid on that right now, and they just, look, no, we don't want that. We don't want your $20 million. Ranged damage. There's but accuracy damage. Damage. Alright, I got it. Enhancements. 2 damage. 2 Winter's Bite. Alright. I'm all set. I'll not be able to actually socket anything more out in my one ice attack now because I'm too poor. Alexa, turn on living room. Same difference. All right. Ooh. Frickin' purple. That's a purple. It's definitely purple. Don't know where John is, but he's getting a lot of action.
That's what she said.
She said, I don't know
The
where
ladies
John is,
like
but
him
he's getting a lot
so
of action.
Because he's so slick.
So slick. Amazing.
Stone Cold John Frost.
You know, given how many times I've been getting my ass kicked by these freaking ACAC towers, you would think that they would actually do some damage against these other guys, but no, they really don't. At all. I'm flying through Sharkhead and just getting my butt kicked. I finally said Sharkhead. Alright. Benedict. Oh, this looks exactly like what we just left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's right here too.
This Mentalist has been running slowly towards me. Ah, there we go. How
I
ballsy am I?
Reminds me of that scene in Sunset.
Stand your ground! Stand your ground! Oh my god. Hey, people.
They purposely make the aliens to look like the ones from Independence Day, kind of.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some inspiration there. I mean, this whole idea for City of Heroes was actually originated from a tabletop campaign that Jack Emmert was running of Champions. So I wouldn't be surprised that it was just like, oh, that movie was sweet. I'm gonna make my aliens look like that.
My god. Just hit the freaking drone. Hit it. Hit the drone. Hit the drone. I'll be honest. I don't know what we're doing. Who is he on?
Well, he's right. He's right
just lead him
here.
to the door?
He's on me.
They have to extract him now.
Yeah, we're right next to the door. He's just
Yeah,
not.
he literally spawned right next to the door. I just think he's not moving because, yeah, that was more annoying than it needed to be.
I'm looking at the live stream and it says at the bottom, excellent. So apparently we're doing very well. I mean, I think that's actually bandwidth, but I'm just going to take that as an actual win. A mark of quality. Speak with the Dark Watcher. Yeah, we did this last night, Zach.
Yep.
Oh, we'll catch up with you at least. Dark Watcher is inside? Second.
Yes, he's inside.
Alright, Dark Watcher. Oh, John just got killed on the way there. Oh yeah, Dark Watcher's one I couldn't find before.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it matters to me. Okay. Contact. Terra. Mission, Strange Case of Benjamin A. Decker, Part 3. Investigate the Ripty Cavern.
Oh, I didn't know they were making an anime adaptation of the three-body problem. Interesting.
Christina, if you want to... I'm sorry, Zach. We're on a time mission. Did you want to talk to him first? I'm sorry, an anime version of what?
So there's a science fiction book series by a Chinese author called The Three Body Problem, and it's one of the most horrifying science fiction series I've ever read. I didn't know that they're actually turning it into a like an animated, or being an animated version of it, I guess.
At least it's an animated version as opposed to a live action version of it.
Well, it's not gory horror. It's psychological.
I haven't seen a lot of good things that are able to transition from manga to anime to live action. In fact, I can't think of a single one at the moment.
Right.
Do you remember when they did Battle Royale?
I don't think I ever watched that. I think I know about it, but I don't think I ever watched it. I know the story behind it. It's the fight your way out of the building, right?
Isn't it the one with the group of school kids that gets dumped onto the island and they all have to kill each other to find their way out?
Is that it? Okay. Yeah, it's a variation of that then.
They like dystopian things where they're like kill everyone to be free, and then for whatever reason, the people involved seem to have no qualms with it. I mean, there's always a couple.
I'm gonna have to go after this mission, but
Okay.
all right, this is the one where we don't want to. Okay, maybe we can actually
we
not
lost this
attack
one
the
last night.
patrols.
Yeah, we failed it last night.
Do not attack foreman. Do not. Okay. Do we want to?
Actually, wait. You guys have stealth. Why don't you want to run
yeah.
through and?
Let's do that. Investigate Rickety Dig. I don't think you're stealth, Christina.
My stealth is on. It's the drones.
I can clear this room if you want this room.
I think we lost it in that room.
No, we lost it like
Two rooms in. Yeah, it wasn't immediate.
Oh, I think I found something interesting. Oh, wait. I hear something. Okay. All right, we're good. Found a clue.
Was it a blue clue?
It was a user review. Alright. Get rid of the pet again. Wait. Who's shooting you now? Nope. I'm just gonna pretend like nothing happened there.
So you got one clue. You got 3 more.
I hear one. There's one in this tower or near this tower somewhere. Oh, it's up top. I got it. Okay. Oh, Zach, do you have an opportunity to retry this mission?
I did not. If you fail it, you can't retry it.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Yeah, because I went back to her, and she just... I don't know if it's because I out-leveled it when we did it. I don't think that would have been the case, but it did give me an option, so I just assumed that if you fail, you fail. So I'll be curious to see what happens when you when you succeed.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
there's another mission you get after.
This is a cool looking room. Oh, I see no one over here.
You made it before me.
I see one over here too. Oh, that's it.
Mission completed.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out.
I'm surprised they don't give you like a stealth temp power for that, because
How do you make that if you're not a stealth
Right.
character? I suppose you just have to plan your journey really carefully. Yeah, that's it. That's the last mission in her arc.
okay.
And then she introduces you to.
Drummer.
Wait, who?
Serpent drummer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. Who is? And he's back in the building, isn't he?
Zach, thanks for hopping on for a bit tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't stick around for longer, but it's always fun.
Yeah.
We'll chat soon, and we'll see if we can arrange a doggy play date. Charlie would love that.
Definitely, yeah. But, all right, I'll catch you guys later.
That's it.
See ya.
Alright, so we did a few of these missions with Serpent Drummer with Zach last night, right? Oh, he doesn't have anything. He's got nothing.
Yes, he does.
Doesn't for
He's
me.
nothing for you because you're not 40 yet.
Thank you, Serpent Drummer. I said it. I mean it. That's right.
We dealt with this when you and I did this arc as well.
Well, Zach isn't 40 either, so
He would also be unable to do them, yes.
yeah. Let's see what Berea has. Prove yourself to Berea. Okay.
Prove yourself. He looks like a Lakers fan.
Very accurate. Alexa, change all lights to green.
Which one did you pick?
I only had the one option, defeat the Ricky leader, and I got 30 minutes to do it. You may be ahead of me.
Yeah, I did not get that mission.
I think that this is the first one, so we want to do mine. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going in. Is there a reason you typed in got a bomb?
Yeah, a while back when you guys were talking to each other, and I was kind of like, guys, and you guys were still talking, so I just typed it in the chat instead to let you know that I had found a bomb and we were in that bomb searching mission.
But we came over as we're talking.
Hmm.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. Alright, I got mushrooms up on the big dude. You know, that ice storm does a lot of damage though.
Yeah.
We only do twos, but it does a lot of twos. Oh, it's doing threes now that I can see. Ah. Oh, I should probably put this back on again. My Arctic air tends to mess with Zach's taunt, so I leave it off. Oh, frickin' Johnson be trapped up there. I'm just gonna dismiss him or summon. He can't figure that stairway out. I'm mushrooming the drone. drones, bitches. Suppose doing the drone probably not the smartest idea. Because they blow up and then the mushroom stuff. I should probably not do that. I need one that leaves a corpse. I like the green. Alexa, change all lights to blue. Who's better?
Feeling like mood lighting today?
Sure. Alright, I got mushrooms on them. You should be relatively safe. Or not. or you'll just whack the crack right off your ass. You didn't take much damage though.
No, right?
I don't know what to do here. I'm going to get rid of that. And try to pull this room. There we go.
Have you found the Richter leader yet?
Nah.
Keep like forgetting, and I keep leaning forward, and it puts pressure, and then I get kicked. This pressure is not what we like. So I have to space myself back far enough that I'm not. If I lean forward, I'm not impinging our child in some way.
These drones are just freaking unhittable. Let's give up.
Deflection. Yeah. They deflect more than my mom in a conversation about Felix.
That was a reach. But I'm not sorry you went for it. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do a big hold here.
I'm gonna hit them with the slows so that they're more susceptible to staying in place for you to put your hold in.
I'm gonna lock them down on here. I see you're slow, and I lock them down. Little buffy buff. Little buff. A bit more buffing. And I should probably move this to here. Just to there. Goes up there. I don't like it. Look, I deflected against that drone. Ha ha! How's my to hit? What is it? Combat attributes. I'm 89.74% plus to hit. Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna run ahead a little bit and see if I can just find the leader.
Do that. I'm not going to.
Found him. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ah!
Alright, just so you know this, I don't have a taunt, and I'm not tanky, but I'll figure it out. Super producing heal. Put this in here. Oh, that's it. And we never did figure out what Vanguard merits are used for. I'm pretty sure there's a Vanguard Quartermaster in one of the buildings. Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Contact. All right. Shrink this puppy down a bit. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the stuff. Just like that. Hello. All right, so
Hi.
I think I understand what you're talking about. The second mission I got, he gave me a choice. The first choice is to stop Cray from scavenging the war zone, and the second choice is go after Rick D. Leader regrouping his forces.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick one of those two by chance?
I have not, but I can. Right now, I have take down Arachnos in the Rick D war zone or accept the mission to destroy Rick D equipment.
Well, let's just pick one of them. And we'll see what happens. Oh, I got a timed one.
What'd you get?
Defeat Rick D, your war leader, before he attacks the Rick D war zone.
Okay, let's go do it up.
Alright, it's over there.
So Danny's been having a rough week, right? And you know the Mexican place that she and I go to all the time, they sell margaritas to go. So I went there today to get her a margarita because I feel like, she could use this week. And I had gotten a burrito while I was there. And so they were like, do you want any of our... They make their own hot sauce, right? And they're like, oh, do you want any sauce? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do want sauce. And they make it from scratch. They gave me a container the size of a thimble, right? And I'm not thinking anything of it, Paul, which was stupid, by the way. Very, very stupid. I get home and I pour the whole thimble out. I poured the whole thimble out into my food.
Uh-huh.
Physically painful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my face hurt. I hurt. Like, everything hurt. It was like, I think I drank at least 30 ounces of water. It did nothing. It was like Carmex and sandpaper on my lips. It was, now I know why you only get a thimble of it.
It's like wasabi.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where I was just like, yeah, he would have liked my face right now. Because you would have watched me pour all of it on. Not said a word.
I like your face all the time, really.
I more just meant like at the decision made. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with all of it.
I understand. I'm a little surprised you didn't actually, taste it first. But
Yeah, that would have been the smarter thing to do.
because you tend to be a taster. But you must have
I
been
do
hungry.
tend to be a taster. I was hungry.
The hunger overrode the taste.
Yeah.
Well, was it still good? Because I know you like hot stuff.
It was still good, but it hurt to eat.
you
But
didn't-
I was
you
like
didn't stop
determined
eating
because I was like, Christina, you spent $8 on this frickin' burrito. You were eating the whole thing. So I still ate my whole carne asada burrito. But yeah. It was uncomfortable. The first time I think I've ever been that uncomfortable eating something and kept eating it.
Wasabi is over, I think. Here we go.
But yeah, my eyes were watering and I had to keep telling myself, don't touch your face! Don't touch your face! Road.
There. Oh, hey, we had a red spot on the map. I'm guessing it's
Mhm.
50 liter.
Yeah. I did get a little bit of eyes, being as giantly round as I was, and being like, yeah, I want to buy some to-go margaritas to take with me. There's a little bit of side-eyeing.
Well, I think the general rule of thumb now is, in today's day and age, unless you physically see a baby exiting from a woman's womb, you do not assume she's pregnant.
Yeah. Or her gender.
Yeah. You actually have to see the baby being born to say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
are you pregnant? Oh, that was easy. How could that possibly take an hour?
Probably depends on where the leader is on the map.
But that map is tiny. Alright, contact. Okay. I have 2 missions again. Run the Malta group from the Rikti war zone, or go after the Rikti leader with regrouping his forces.
Right, go after the which Rikti forces?
Yeah. God dang it. Each one of them's timed. Okay, I'll run this one, then we'll run yours. So
I haven't picked mine
I'm
yet.
gonna guess yours is timed as well, so I'm just gonna not pick next time. I'm like, I'll just pick this one and we'll do yours, but then it ends up being timed. Must be sleeping like standing on my head or something.
I'll give you a good back rub when I get there in a couple weeks.
I got buffs. Why do you always run away when I say I got buffs and stuff?
I'm always like all like ready to go and all excited. Like,
I got buffs. Boom! As soon as I start casting, you sprint off. I think I got it. You with it though. I actually intentionally wait for you to hold still for a second before I say it.
I love you.
Sometimes you still fool me though.
I love you.
Yeah, I know. Because I buff you. Mushrooms.
You do a great job buffing me.
You know, not everybody is as detail oriented as I am.
That's for sure.
Come on, buddy. Come back here. Oh gosh, that guy just got smoked. This is again a tiny map. I don't know why they're timing these things out as an hour. Unless they just don't want you to sit on the mission.
Yeah, this isn't even like somebody's colon. This is just an esophagus.
This is a duodenum. What's in this stuff? Freaking stop healing. Stop healing. Healing's gone. All right. I don't actually see any monkeys in there. Were there monkeys in there?
Earlier?
In this group?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Didn't even see them. Like, where's this gas coming from? Didn't even see the freaking monkeys. Alright. Mushrooms out. Mushrooms deployed.
A storm is happening.
Oh, the vines are doing a pretty good job of holding on to everybody. It's easy.
There he is.
Freaking drones. I hate these drones. I'm asleep. How did I get to sleep? I wasn't even hit by the guy. I must have been hit by the guy. I'm also held. No, I'm not either.
Whoa. There.
I should be able to hold him in a second here.
No, it's okay. I just needed to make sure I didn't die.
Yeah, I got a big heal coming.
There.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, let's do your mission now, because I'm guessing it's probably timed as well. I'm just not going to talk to the contact. Yep. Wait a minute. Is that one of my options? No. Okay. That's pretty far away.
What were you working on the Mustang today? What were you doing?
I have the door panel off on the liner, the fake leather on the liners is falling off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling all that off and re-gluing it. I'm hoping to get it up for sale in the next week or so. So, going down to the last push on tweaking stuff that I can actually raise the price on. Alright, buffing.
Roads.
What's it?
Straight ahead was all drones.
Yeah, and that's where we're going next. Oh my dear lord. Oh, honey, they can see you.
I know.
Oh, they dropped really freaking easy.
It was a calculated decision I was making. I hit them with Blizzard and Ice Storm at the same time.
Alright. Oh, there's equipment right there that has to be blown up apparently. You didn't take any damage. Thought that was gonna go worse than it went. Alright, there's more equipment there. I got a big heal coming for you. Either stuff just blew up on its own, or I'm now blinded. One of the two. I don't see blinded.
I don't know. Blizzard and stuff were going too in that area, so I don't know.
Doesn't do any damage. This is slow, isn't it? Alright, there we go. One piece to destroy. Oh, only 5 minutes in, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I found it.
That's some.
Yeah, that's it. I'm still gonna kill these drones though. Or I will be present when these drones die. Seems like they don't do well against area effect attacks.
No.
So, do you think that Charlie knows when 6 o'clock is?
That Charlie does what?
When 6 o'clock is?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
I don't think he does, because if he did, he wouldn't be doing that when he was saying it's not 6 o'clock.
So normally, what happens every day around 5:30, which is around that time, but you know that he was begging, is like if he's at Shelby's, he will stop playing and sit at the gate. 5:30 on the dot. He's done. Nope, we're over. I'm going home. So that is his thing. And I'm like, dude, we feed you at 6. But every day at 5:30, he's just like, don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget.
Oh,
Every day.
Jack just popped out and died. Don't know why. Alright. I have stop Gray from scavenging the war zone or go after Richter leader regrouping his forces.
I have run off the Malta group from the Richty war zone or fight the Richty.
Let's do your fight to Ricky. You know what? I'm just going to say yes to this too, so we're going to do 2, but we're going to do yours first. 2 timed missions. Oh, yours is actually longer. I'll do mine first.
Yeah. But he puts on quite a show when he's hungry. There's asking, there's begging, there's puppy eyes. I did finally breaking of waking us up early in the morning for breakfast, though.
Yeah. There's apparently a trend going on social media. Again, don't have it, don't know about it. Find out about it peripherally. Where people do pictures of their pet before and after kissing them on the head and their responses to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
About half the cats attack them.
Oh, yeah.
And all the dogs kind of nestle in. Or are confused, one of the two. Buffs.
Yeah. Charlie's is a toddler who doesn't think he's big. He thinks he's a lap dog. So if you sit on the floor or you sit like on the couch next to him, he lays his whole body on top of you and stares at you adoringly and like licks you randomly and he'll like he'll cuddle up against you. He's a spooner, if you let him. Well, you should know you've spooned with him before.
Yeah,
Although he's a lot bigger than he was the last time you saw him.
generally how we ended up getting him calm was to whack him, lock him in on the side.
Yeah. But for the most part, I appreciate that he's just that reminder of, like, I need this. Whether it's a walk or, you know, something. You know, he needs food. He needs, you know, to play. He will go grab it and come see you and let you know.
It's gonna freak out here in just a second. Because of Ricky gas. I apparently can't see this guy. Oh, there it is. What? Oh, there's a dude next to you. Oh, I'd never summoned Jack back anyway, or John back anyway. It's John. Alright, I don't feel like going back that way because I'm guessing he's going to be deeper into the tunnels. Oh, it's going to be the frickin' 4-tiered room. Yeah, he's going to be upstairs, but I don't care at this point. Alright, so we just beat feet to the upstairs and see what,
Yeah, I think so.
that's what Goody's gonna be up there. Figure out where the up is here.
Oh, I found him.
What, is he not upstairs?
Nope, he's right here behind me.
Oh, I'm still
It says I had to defeat him before he attacks, so I found him.
Okay, I'll be right down. Coming down. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, and I guess there's a certain amount of these there and his crew. That guy just freaking cracked me. He was on on the, oh wait a minute, somebody just shot me. He was on this level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we probably have to take the stuff out that's on this level. Got a guy shooting from behind here. We gotta get him locked down. Oh, he's right. I swear I've been hitting that guy over and over again. He's had a sliver of health, which has not changed the entire time I got done hitting him. Alright. Let's go Whack that guy. Knock that guy down. Ah, nice.
Right, ready for the next time mission.
Yep. Mission.
Last one.
Probably. Get out of here. Zach was 37, right?
Mm-hmm. And 3 bubbles from 41.
Not quite halfway into 38. Forces prepare for battle. Buffing. I respect your go-getter attitude, though. Get it done. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of threes. I mean, it's only threes, but there's a lot of threes. Wait, no. I'm like halfway into 37. No, 38. Let's put 38. 38. I'm gonna buff up the anti-to-hit on the mushrooms next level, so we should be safer. Get hit less often. Saw John hit for 107. That was kind of surprising. This was poorly planned out on my part. This guy came over the hill and there they were.
It's alright. It happens.
I am held. I'll be darned. So I get a containment bonus on my damage if they're held first or controlled first. So I'm doubled in damage. Not too bad. Except I missed. Don't see. Oh. I wonder if this is a kill all.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. when I was reading the context of it.
Okay, I'm gonna put up eyes next to you and a heal. Heal over time. It should be pretty tough. It's a bold strategy. That's right. You just stay in that cold. You stay there. I could use more. I already got the packs. Other than the none that I currently have. Yeah, that's the look right there.
What?
That was a look right there. I think you actually fell asleep in between using your powers. It's a super long blink. I respect that you can do that or something.
Drop off randomly.
Well, more of what I'm supposed to. That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know that mine is what I'm supposed to.
Your body clock says you should be asleep right now. All right. Good timing. A little early, but that's all right. Okay. Going to the D.
Thank you for playing tonight.
All right. Let's see what I picked up to sell, if anything. Positron's Blast. There's one. Sold that for a whopping 3,333. Can afford to paint my yacht. There's someone over here. Find. Why am I selling Trap of the Hunter? I don't know what's on this. Good. Alright. Into the vendor. Or were you not having back-to-back with D?
Yeah, no, I was just I realized that my powers were not arranged properly. That's all.
I didn't know you had a book to play on.
It wasn't that. It's that I was like, I had gotten new powers and I realized they weren't in my tray.
Gotcha.
And if I don't do it when I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to do it later. You'll ask me, didn't you get a power back then? And I'll be like, I think so. I don't know what it was.
You're so anxious to explore caverns but not try out new powers.
Oh, I have a couple that I don't know what they do. Like I have heat loss and I have be numb. I don't know what they do.
You know what you can do? You can hover over it. Or you
Yeah,
go
I
to the
know.
tower itself and click on Get Info in a different column, and it'll tell you exactly what it does.
Jeez, Christina. Wrong decision.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sign off on the stream.
Yeah, you're good. I like clicked on the frickin' Ouroboros instead of the long range teleporter.
Oh, that's
I must be really tired.
I'm telling you, I know things. All right, we're gonna sign off a little bit early. Everybody who joined us, thank you. If you subscribed or followed, or if you sent bits or donated, or just lurked, thank you for choosing us with your time. And we hope to see you on our next stream.
Thanks, guys. There.